Is it recording?
Yeah.
No, I'm blessed.
No. Oh, yeah, we'll just cut that out. Sick. I was gonna say, I remember there's a video of Still Bangles when you returned.
Yeah.
So, what's the relationship like with you two now? And did you feel a certain way when you went on his latest album? Or was it a thing where it's just like, maybe next time? What's the relationship with you two?
Oh, yeah, because the playlist, you weren't on the playlist, innit?
Nah. If I'm being honest with you, I ain't spoken to Banglez in a second. On the surface, we're cool.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like him releasing that album, and man not being, it's his debut album at that. Do you get it? Everyone knows the history. That one thing with history, you can't rewrite it. You see what I'm trying to show you? Everyone knows the history. So I understand next times and all of these types. There is no next times when it's your debut. And on top of that, it's different if it was just like, right, you're doing your debut album. And maybe it didn't get around to that. Like, we recorded songs for the album.
Oh, so you did?
Of course.
Oh, because he did mention and say that there's some songs that didn't make it onto the album.
Right, but if that's the case, then he would have to communicate that to man.
Okay.
Man can't be finding out that you're putting out your album, and then when you're putting out your album that's out there and you ain't had no conversations with man. You get what I'm trying to say? And again, like I said, me and Banglez don't have no problems. Banglez knows who he is to man. But yeah, I didn't really like that move there. And anyone that knows me, they know if I don't like something, I'm going to say it. If you don't want me to say it, don't put yourself in that. You understand? So, yeah, I didn't really like that.
See, because you see me, I'm not in music. Tazer's not in music. So I don't know the protocol for making albums and whatever. Because I remember Soulja Boy and Kanye had an issue in it when Kanye took his verse off of something. And Soulja Boy was online throwing shots at Kanye saying, right, I took one off the album. What's going on after I was there to record it? So I don't know the protocol. I didn't know if it was a case of you record a tune, if it makes it, it makes it. If it don't, it don't. But you're saying because of our history, because we're so cool,
do you know what it is? It's not even because like everyone knows me, fam. Like I've been in this game for a long time. I've never been somebody that has ever asked for handouts. Man can run my file. You get me? I've always been a lone soldier. You see it? I've been a lone soldier that builds with somebody. So for enough people that don't know the history, like Banglez was man's main producer prior to being sent to Jamaica. You understand? Like man's main producer. We're working on everything together, etc., etc. Building, this was around the same time, Krypton, Conan, Young, and you get me? All of us working together or whatnot. And then obviously I got sent to Yard, and then everything slowed down in regards to like communication between me and him and whatnot. And for me, again, this was just one of them realizations where it's like I don't think Banglez hates, man. Like, after he sees this, he'll probably phone, man. And I know whatever conversation we'll have, he'll express or not. Don't really matter to me. But I know you can have love for man, but being in a certain situation, I work off of patterns. So it's less of even the fact that man recorded songs for the project. Like, man's back. The people them are expecting a certain sort of something. Like, and people aren't dumb, fam. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I see people comment it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think, okay, Cashh, Banglez, if you know the history between Cashh and Banglez, you'd think, rah, how comes I haven't seen... Man don't know that either. So that's for him to figure out or to explain that or have some sort of conversation to...
I've seen the comments in it. That's why I thought I'd ask and
right,
get it out there.
People at me all the time. Like, that's what I'm saying. If like, I even remember when he put out the track listing for the album, I was getting at it in it. People are like, right, don't forget where you started your thing from. Like, how can you not have Cashh on the album? Rare. And again, like I said, if there was a conversation where it's like, raw, XYZ, it wouldn't have been a problem. But it's more of an energy or the lack thereof. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, there isn't like a, raw, man need to lock in and make sure that we get this done. In fact, it's the opposite. Like, man's got bangers there that when man's saying man need to finish them off, There isn't any sort of urgency.
Yeah.
But for me, like I said, I don't get bitter in it. You get me? I just take those moments and just turn them into other things. You get what I'm trying to say?
Well, we did say in like the early part of the episode that things happen in it. So
of course,
maybe there's a reason, maybe there isn't. But hopefully,
$1,000,000%.
you two can get to a resolution.
This is what I'm trying to show you. Like again, for me, it's less of like you. One thing I feel like I've always tried to not be that angry rapper. You know, like the rapper that just feels entitled. One thing, fam, run Cash's history like I've never felt entitled. Think about any of the rappers that are at wherever stage they are in their career, like that I've come up with at the same time. These men would tell you, bro. You have to think about it as well. You were seeing the crying video when I got back to the UK. There weren't no crying videos for 5 years before that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, remember, for 5 years, we still didn't hear any. You get what I'm trying to say? So where were all? See, like when you were saying, like you remember man being a prominent name. Where were all of those people when I was in yard?
Yeah.
I reach back over here. I don't have no problems with none of them. The people that pay their due diligence, like I got to big up Kenny. Because Kenny, again, the history, Kenny is man's DJ prior to being sent to yard. That's my DJ. So